Ilia El Matador Topuria. What is really going on with the situation, vacating the belt? Will he really fight for the lightweight belt next? All about this in this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Yo, Islam Makhachev, my nigga. What's good?
You probably heard the news. Ilia El Matador Topuria, the reigning defending UFC Featherweight champion, officially vacated his featherweight belt. For those of you who don't know what that means, he moves on from that division. He is no longer the champion in a way. He will not hold on to the belt and let them fight for an interim belt. He puts the belt to the side, and the two people now, Diego Lopez and Alex Volkanovski, are fighting for the official belt, right? That's what that means. Which means that he's moving up to 155, that's also confirmed, right? Dana said he has problems making the weight and stuff. I can just imagine that he just does not, I'm sure he could still make the weight because he never looked like he's dying on that scale and he's drinking wine the night before. But he just doesn't want to make the weight cut again, which makes sense. It reminds me, his story overall reminds me a lot of Conor's story. The Conor come up, undefeated in the UFC, blah, blah, blah. A big star out of nowhere, they even have the same tattoos in a way, and this and that. Featherweight champion, defeats the featherweight GOAT at the time. He defeats Volkanovski, Conor defeated Jose Aldo. Both knocked them out, you know what I mean? And then Conor never defended the belt though, but he fought for the interim belt as well, so he won the belt 2 times somehow. Both by knockout, Topuria both by knockout. And now he moves up to 155, Conor moved up to 155 as well, and he never went back down to 145 either, even though he held on to the belt because he wanted to become, and successfully became, the first double champ. The double champ does whatever the fuck he wants, yeah? And yeah, so Ilia does that, which is, I think, a very honorable move to vacate the belt, because he could also hold on to it, become a double champ, and then just say, you know what, I'm gonna stay at 155. Right, so it's a very honorable move by him, because Dana said officially several times in an interview that they did not strip him. They did not tell him, if you go up, we take your belt away. He said, if you want to defend both belts, we're fine with that. So he goes up to 155. Now, what makes me a little bit nervous is that they did not announce the next fight for Ilia, and Dana did not confirm that Islam is next for him. I think he even said there's other possibilities. So I am kind of scared in a way, because I just would find it so weird if Ilia moves up. And I know you could say, what did he do at featherweight? He only defended the belt 1 time. Yeah, but bro, honestly, who else is there?
Who?
He defeated the 2 greatest featherweights of our generation. Who else is there to beat that would really make an impact? Movsar Evloev? He will beat Movsar like that, in my opinion. Honestly, I love Diego Lopez, but I think Diego Lopez is a picture-perfect matchup for Ilia Topuria. I think Ilia Topuria finished Lopez as well. I think there's no one in the featherweight division right now that gives Ilia any problems from a stylistic standpoint. I think his problems are in the 155 division, and the best matchups are there. So I understand that move, and by knocking out those 2 guys that he just knocked out, in my opinion, and being the star he is, it's all about your star power. That's at the end of the day your stock, right? He deserves to fight for the 155 belt, 100%. Is Arman more deserving? Yes, of course. But Arman made Dana angry, so Arman will most definitely not get the next title shot. Which means that Ilia is the next best contender, because if you say Charles Oliveira, bro, Charles Oliveira lost his last fight. What do you mean he's next for the belt? No, sorry, not his last fight. Yeah, he beat Chandler, who lost more than he won in the UFC. Okay, but he lost to the clear-cut #1 contender before, right? Even though it was a close fight, he lost. So if an undefeated guy that comes up who is the champion at 145, he should get the title shot at 155. If Arman doesn't get it. Arman is still the #1 contender, but if Arman doesn't get it, it should be Ilia. It kind of makes me think that they may not make that fight, because otherwise, why would they not just book it? Because apparently Islam is such an easy guy to book that he just says yes to everything and he doesn't care. And Ilia wants to fight as well, that they could just book it for International Fight Week or something, because in International Fight Week, Ramadan is long over, so there won't be a problem from that. And like, there's no reason not to book it. Of course, there's a reason not to announce it, but then they would say, we have something booked for him, but we haven't announced it yet, which would make sense, but they haven't even decided what is next for him. And there's two other options, which is a title eliminator against Charles Oliveria, which of course would be a banger of a fight. We will all love that fight. That would be pay-per-view seller like crazy. But it just doesn't make any sense that Ilia would vacate his belt to fight a contender fight. That just wouldn't make any sense. Not any sense. That would be so weird.
That's weird, huh?
You know what I mean? You don't vacate your belt unless you fight for a title. And the other option is Dustin Poirier, especially because Ilia specifically mentioned in the interview that he would love to fight Dustin Poirier, which I thought was kind of suspicious. Why would he mention that if he knows Dustin Poirier has one last fight and then goes out, that he would love that matchup? That made me think that something maybe is in the works there.
Hot sauce for everybody. Everybody gets a bone.
That he comes up with that name because he's a dog. Okay, yeah, there are many dogs in the UFC. You can also fight Justin Gaethje or Michael Chandler or those people. You know, they're all dogs. So that was kind of suspicious. That maybe they're planning that, even though it just doesn't make any sense. Why would he fight a guy that is win or lose? It will be Dustin Poirier's last fight. Why would Ilia fight him? Like, what is at stake there? It doesn't make any sense. I just really don't. Again, those matchups would all be fire. I would love all of them. I want to see Ilia against everyone at lightweight. I think those matchups are fire. And I think Ilia has a good chance of winning against every single one of them. I think Ilia has the best chance next to Arman of defeating Islam. I think if Arman or Ilia can't defeat Islam, no one can at 155.
No one!
And even at 170, no one, right? So I want to see all those matchups. But I want to see Ilia fighting for the belt. I don't want to see the champion coming up and fighting a contender fight or fighting someone that is about to retire. Like, okay, I make him fight Tony Ferguson then. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? So I am kind of scared that they will not make Ilia versus Islam, even though it's the only thing that makes sense if you don't give Arman the title shot. There's no one else you can give the title shot to other than Ilia. That makes sense. But I'm kind of scared me a little bit how the way Dana talked about it and stuff, and the way Ilia talked about it as well, that he would love to fight Charles or Poirier next or something. But we will see. They will announce it soon, hopefully. We will see what comes. My prediction is that they will do Islam versus Ilia. I think it's just, at the end of the day, the only thing that really makes sense. So my prediction is that this fight will happen. What is your prediction though? Write it in the comments, you guys. Who do you think Ilia will fight next? And who do you think Islam will fight next as well? Write in the comments, you guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, I would appreciate that. Click the bell, all that good stuff. Thank you so much in advance. Check out my merch, bloodshop.net. The link is in the bio. Just check it out. I'm sure you will like it. If you like MMA, you will like the merch and you will support me greatly. We're about free shipping as well with the code FREE. Put it in there at the checkout. Check it out, you guys. Stay bloody. Until the next one. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out.